look at the lake.
Something is strange here.
Check it out.
What do you think? Should we take a sip?
Sure. Disgusting!
And even the color, it's awful.
What could be the reason?
I don't know, maybe some strange contaminant?
I see some traces here.
Okay, let's follow.
Ah, it's itchy.
Yes.
God damn. Close to the field.
I think everything is dead here. How can that happen? Ah, this looks like the center of the contamination.
What could be the reason?
Maybe in the nearby chemistry factory over there.
Yeah. What can we do?
I don't know.
Well, as a scientist we know microbes degrade everything. Maybe we don't have to do anything at all.
That's the solution. Let's check it out. This is going very slowly.
This is biodegradation, dude.
Microorganisms are the main degraders in elemental cycles. So basically any organic contaminant can be degraded and can be mineralized by microorganisms when it was formed in a biological way. But even the so-called xenobiotics, which are of anthropogenic origin and contaminate the environment, even these compounds are often similar to a natural organic compound. And microorganisms evolve very fast, and they can adapt and can develop new degradation pathways even to degrade these xenobiotics. But sometimes degradation is too slow because the conditions in the environment are not optimal like in the lab, and therefore when when degradation is too slow, then the contaminants can accumulate in the environment, and then we get a problem with toxicity and ecotoxicity, in particular when these contaminants are bioavailable, and then they can be toxic or carcinogen. For example, aromatic hydrocarbons like benzene or other BTEX compounds are important groundwater pollutants. They originate from fuel production site, from industrial sites, and a lot of groundwater is contaminated by these organic.
I'm thinking about our contaminated lake.
Degradation was indeed very slow.
How can we improve the speed?
Have you ever thought about genetic modification?
That's an idea. We can insert a plasmid.
Okay, I think let's try.
Can't wait to see how our modified microbes work.
Yeah, I think these little bugs are doing a great job.
Let's look at them.
Okay. think we have a terrible problem.
What happened?
The gene, it's spreading uncontrollably.
We messed up the ecosystem.
Yeah, I can imagine. This can be a problem, especially if you release to groundwater system and you cannot really control the spread of the microorganism.
I think this is a problem. I'm kind of hesitant to release genetically modified organisms to the environment. Probably it would be a good option for some treatments in a closed system, but not really in the environment.
In my opinion, genetically modified organisms could be used, but better to use them in a closed system, like treating some excavated soil and then treat in a container, and then in this way, at the end, the GMO can be eliminated, can be killed, and there was a big hope to apply some super bacterium to treat contaminated fields, but usually they failed because, in my opinion, the standard system is based on Escherichia coli, and this microorganism just cannot really survive in a harsh environment.
That's the big question, actually. What happens? I mean, there's so many options what could happen. And usually if you introduce bacteria from the lab to a natural environment, many of them will not survive. They will just be outcompeted by the wild ones who are adapted to the conditions there. But, I mean, if you have genetically modified ones and they leave the genetic information there, the compound might be degraded, although the organisms already died. But this is, on the other hand, also the danger, the problem that this genetic modification stays there.
Well, this genetic modification doesn't work as desired.
No, not really. But what else can we do?
How about biostimulation?
Biostim you what?
We can inject oxygen to let them work faster.
Okay.
Oxidizer 2012.
Ooh, where did
Only
you get this one?
€9.99 in our lab.
I'll take a look. It seems to work pretty well.
Biostimulation is the addition of compounds into a contaminated area which can stimulate the biodegradation of the contaminants. For example, electron acceptors like sulfate, nitrate or oxygen, or nutrients like phosphate or nitrogen compounds. There are many possibilities to stimulate the biodegradation of bacteria in a contaminated area, but the most plausible way is to add electron acceptors, because in many cases there's a limitation of electron acceptors in such a system. So the biostimulation approach is applied for contaminated areas.
Stop!
What?
You cannot put your waste here,
This is a byproduct of my industry. I have to discard it somewhere.
but you will destroy the ecosystem.
Do you have some other solution?
Hey guys, look what I've just invented in the lab. It's biopolymers. Maybe you can use this for your industry.
Biopolymers. Looks like a sustainable solution.
Okay. One more time.
Okay.
One more time.
One more time! The best of the ecosystem.
Be happy. Nine.
Can you turn the shot?
Well, the GMO thing doesn't work as desired.
No. God. Come on.
Calm down! Stop! What? You cannot pull your weight. Pull your I am full of mess.